what Apple will and won't bring at the spring-loaded event in April. I'm iCave Dave, and on today's Apple Daily, I'm going to break down for you what I think Apple will be bringing to spring-loaded, their April 2021 event next week, and why. We'll look at what all the big players are thinking too, and then after the event we can see who did well. But first, here's a quick overview of the other headlines, because that's pretty much what you guys decided to do when we did a poll yesterday. So first, Quo Ming Chi is reporting that starting in 2023, Apple will move their FaceID sensors beneath the display, which makes far more sense than moving the camera under there, as the camera needs a nice clear hole to get a decent image. Everyone seems to want rid of the notch, and while yes, getting that bit of black screen out the way is the ideal situation, I'm personally happy with the current compromise to keep Face ID, which is still by far the best unlock system on any phone as far as I'm concerned. This of course sounds like it will be in combination with the under-display ultrasonic TouchID that is set to be added to the iPhones this year. Everyone talks about how Android phones don't have a notch, but they also don't have Face ID, true depth cameras, or full face tracking. The other rumours that have come out in the past day or so from Quo Ming Chi talk about 48 megapixel 8K sensors coming to the iPhone in 2022. So this is not this year's iPhone that's coming, but the following year. So we're talking September 2022 for these. But to be honest, when we're talking this far out, I take everything with pretty much a pinch of salt. He's also saying that the Mini model may be deleted at that point, but we're going to get the Mini again this year, based on the lower sales that it's had. But I honestly think that those lower sales is what's pushed people into the better models. So it might be worth keeping around just for that. And before we go into Spring Loaded, which is our next topic, we have Notification Squad new members to shout out. And if you want to join the Notification Squad, I'll tell you how to after the list. We have Ollie Tech Wheels, we have Jack's epic YouTube channel full of fun times, and Hi Zach. Mikkel Kling, July 1776 dedicated to the proposition, which gives me full Hamilton vibes. Apple Silicon Gamer, which is a channel I am very interested in at this point, I've just subscribed to that one, and Jonathan Martin, who asked a question yesterday. If you want to join the Notification Squad, you can. All you need to do if you want to join the Notification Squad is subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, and post up hashtag Notification Squad down in the comments section so that I know that you have joined and I can give you a shout out too. So let's get into our main topic, which is the Spring Loaded event next week. What is coming at Spring Loaded? So we're going to start off by talking about what all of the bigger players are talking about, what they think are coming based on their websites right now, and a few friends that I've also asked as well. So first up, Mac Rumours. Mac Rumours are predicting Mini LED iPad Pro with M1 level performance, AirTags, and that's kind of it, but they're quoting Bloomberg and they don't appear to have their own opinion on this. So I'm guessing that's what Bloomberg thinks too. Cult of Mac is saying iPad Pro with Mini LEDs, redesigned iPad Mini, which I think is optimistic. Apple Pencil 3, game-oriented Apple TV, AirPods 3, and AirTags. That's a lot. 95 Mac is saying iPad Pro, iPad Mini but not redesigned, AirTags, Apple TV with 120Hz output, iMacs, although they are just hedging as well for June for the iMacs. So I also asked some of the other tech people that I chat with a lot on Twitter and YouTube, and here's what they have to say. Renderboy Apple Tomorrow says iPad Pro 100%, AirTags 85%, iMac 25%, which I think is a bit low, MacBook Pro 14-inch 15%, which I think is probably a bit high sadly, and AirPods 10%. Then short video creator Tech Hyped has said Apple Silicon iMacs, iPad Pros, and iOS 14.5 release candidates, and Craig Federici. Newly clean-shaven YouTuber Saran Bites has said iMac, iPad Pro, and AirTags. And Tekar Moon predicts third generation Apple Pencil, new iPad Pro, AirPods, and maybe some kind of educational learning aspect to the whole thing. But what do I think we're going to get? Here's how I think it's going to go down. We open with some sexy drone footage around Apple Park, and given the rainbow in the Spring Loaded's logo, maybe we fly through that rainbow stage in the middle of the loop. Then over to Steve Jobs Theatre, and in walks Tim Cook. Fingers crossed, we're pretty safe so far. Tim opens by talking about the state of the world and how much they're looking forward to welcoming back the Apple family back to Apple Park in the very near future. Then on to iOS 14.5, but without name-dropping the 0.5 number, but talking about how they've added Mask ID, Face ID unlock when you're wearing a mask, and Apple Watch. And it's available to download today. Then on to protecting yourself and keeping everyone safe, not just from the virus with your mask, but also your privacy online, and to talk about how the new version of iOS will help to protect your online privacy with app tracking transparency. How Apple isn't stopping anyone from being marketed to, but just that companies who want to track you outside of their own app need to ask your permission to do that. Then how Apple's Find My network is now open to so many new tracking tags, smart bikes and more. And now Apple is ready to introduce their own item tracker, AirTags. Building on the Find My network to find your things when they're far away, bouncing off the 1.6 billion active Apple devices around the world, and then using your ultra-wideband in your iPhone when you get close, locating your device to within 10 centimeters of accuracy. How AR and the LiDAR that you've got built into your iPhone will help to show exactly where those keys are between the couch cushions. Speaking of couch cushions, back to the home set and Apple TV. The next version that supports playback at up to 120Hz may be branded as ProMotion, but of course not variable because that generally comes down to the panels. Faster processors with A14 from iPad Air inside, faster graphics, smoother gaming, and with Apple Arcade probably showcasing NBA 2K21 and Fantasian, plus a new trailer for some of Apple's newest shows. Next, iPad. Craig Federighi shows the new iPad Pro with vivid colour and deep blacks courtesy of Mini LED, and shows how they've brought Super XDR to the iPad for the first time, how it immerses you even more in your content, and how it feels like you could just step into whatever you're looking at. And now even faster, with all the power of M1 in an iPad, with the new A14X. Faster games, ProMotion, more performance in an iPad than 95% of laptops that were sold last year. Faster too at getting the information onto your iPad Pro with Wi-Fi 6 and 5G for the first time ever in an iPad. 5G just got even more realer. Onto how AR on the iPad Pro can do something that probably most people don't even care about, but makes you go, oh, I guess that's kind of cool. A new Apple Pencil, perhaps with interchangeable tips, or perhaps with that camera in the tip, so that you can use it as a colour picker, grabbing colours from the logo, see it all ties in with colours, and painting them right into your iPad's apps. The cameras too get an upgrade to the iPhone Pro level so that you can make stunning Dolby Vision video at 60 frames per second and then edit it and watch it back in HDR on your iPad Pro for the first time. But if you want to be fully loaded, we should take M1's Apple Silicon to the next level. The Mac that started Apple's resurgence was the iMac, and I think we'll get the hello screen as Tim introduces the latest member of the Apple Silicon family before handing over to John Turnus, SVP of Hardware Engineering, to talk about the new design, and the rapidly becoming legendary Johnny Cerrugi to completely blow our minds with vague graphs to bait Linus Tech Tips into a frenzy, with M1X's 12-core chip and 16-core graphics in a silent, bigger screened iMac, now in 24 and 32-inch sizes, and fruity colours. Please bring back blueberry, tangerine, lime, and more. And those bigger displays, like the Apple TV, support up to 120Hz ProMotion, the full P3 colour gamut as always, and Super XDR blacks too. As well as all of that, FaceTime cameras. New FaceTime cameras, a new keyboard and mouse, all with MagSafe and backlighting, plus Apple's next generation Magic Trackpad that also supports Apple Pencil input as a graphics tablet. And the kicker? iMac still starts at $1099 for the now even bigger 24-inch model. Okay, so that price might be ambitious, but because Apple's designing everything in-house now, and panel prices have dropped massively since they introduced the 4K and 5K iMacs, it could actually be achievable, especially without the Intel tax. I think that $1299 is probably more likely though, which is still a great price. And there may be an M1 version of the iMac, but I don't think it's going to be announced at this event. I think it will be an education-only version, which will purely be on their education store, and maybe that will start at $999 or somewhere around that price point, somewhere around the same price as the MacBook Air. But whatever we get at the event, it's going to be blowing some minds, and there's not long to wait. I think we'll be getting both iMac models, as we've got both of the product codes in macOS Big Sur betas at the same time that the iPad Pros appeared in their betas too. And I think that we could maybe get an M1x Mac Mini as well. It feels like a simple enough addition, and I know nobody's predicting it, but it would also probably not have a separate product identifier, most likely. Fingers crossed, and to be honest, I think I was pretty much the only person talking about a Mac Mini before the November event too, so fingers crossed I've just nailed this one too. Anyway, let me know what you are expecting at the event, and if you've got any questions about what we're seeing, why we're not seeing other stuff like the AirPods 3, I don't think we're going to see them, not just because they're not ready, but because AirPods 3 probably won't get an event anyway. But let me know down in the comments what you think, and I will see you in the next one.